Morgan, a new Ridley Scott movie, a sci-fi phenomena. Go see it today! No. When I saw the trailer for this movie, I was so excited. A movie produced by Ridley Scott? That's gotta be amazing! Ridley Scott is like the king of sci-fi movies. Like, this is gonna be amazing. He could never produce a terrible, shitty movie, right? Unless that movie was directed by his talentless potato of a son. I've never been more disappointed in a movie in my entire life. And maybe that's just because the marketing of this movie made me really excited, but it's just kind of sad. And I feel like maybe if you don't watch the trailer for this movie, maybe you go into it totally blind, it might not be that bad. But I don't know, it's still pretty bad. The problem with the trailers is that they paint this movie as this like thrilling sci-fi horror movie. But it's not horror, and it's not a thriller, it's not anything like that at all. It's just a sci-fi movie about this weird robot hybrid girl who decides to go rogue and just kill a bunch of people. And I mean, even then, it still could have had potential, but like, nothing happened. Nothing. I honestly feel like if I had to describe this movie, I could do it in like 5 words or less. And you know everything that's going to happen within like the first 5 minutes of the movie. It's so predictable and nothing happens. It has a very slow paced and very predictable plot that is just not interesting and incredibly boring. Aside from the last 5 or 10 minutes of the movie, which was actually kind of interesting and I didn't see it coming at all, but there were also some people in the theater who got up at that moment and were like, wow, predictable much? So maybe I'm just an idiot. But honestly, there's really not much to like about Morgan. My main problem with it is that I just did not like any of the characters. And it's really not even that I didn't like them, it's just that I didn't know them. Like, they were so flat and nothing was fleshed out and they were just like robots. I think the characters were more like robots than the actual robot. After an hour and a half of screen time, I still had no idea who any of these people were. Morgan was the only one you could really understand, and she didn't even understand herself. The characters were just so flat, and I did not care if they lived or if they died. And that's not okay. Nobody had endearing characteristics and nobody said anything to make me give a shit. This movie just has a terribly flat cast of characters, and unfortunately that also includes the protagonist of the film, which is not something you want in a movie ever. Lee Weathers is the main character and she's played by Kate Mara, and she just has nothing going for her. She was the most boring main character I've ever seen. And like, the reasons for the way that she acts the way she does are kind of explained at the end, but it's like not enough to make me like her at all. Because you're supposed to root for your main character, right? Like, you're supposed to want them to win. You're supposed to be like, oh yes, do the thing. In this movie, I was like, am I supposed to be rooting for the main character? Am I supposed to be rooting for Morgan? I don't really want to root for either of them. And when you have 2 people fighting each other and you don't really side with either side, it's incredibly boring. So yeah, I think boring is the key word here. Morgan has potential to be something great, but it just completely falls flat. It does feel a little Blade Runner-y, like it could be something in the realm of Blade Runner, which I think is cool, but they just didn't execute it well at all. The beginning is kind of good. I did feel some emotions for the main characters there because they had so much love and passion for their work with Morgan, and that was really cool and endearing, and I liked to watch that. And then the ending was kind of cool and unexpected, and it made me like the movie a little bit more, but everything in the middle is just garbage. Morgan is an uneventful bore, and I'm so sad about it. So yeah, that's what I think. Let me know if you saw Morgan, and let me know in the comments what you thought about it, because I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and until next time, I am Steph, and this is Rated N.